Hi, I'm Garrett Clayton.
And I'm Blake Knight.
And we're getting married. We've been together for 10 years.
We met right after I'd graduated from college. I moved to LA from Texas and was working as an assistant, and he had just moved to LA to act and was working in a 24-hour diner. So I would go into this diner with my boss to get, something to eat every now and then, and ended up meeting him there and finally mustered up the courage to ask him out. He didn't really want to date because he had just moved out here to focus on his acting career, which totally made sense. So I had to slowly whittle him down over about a 6-month period and woo him, or court him, I guess you could say.
We've always kind of said we had to do our relationship in reverse. Like when we first made our relationship official, I was kind of just told to be in the closet professionally, and no one even knew we were together yet. And so we kind of figured out how, because like even legally my name is actually Gary, it's not even Garrett. And so once I was instructed to not come out, to that I should change my name because it's more marketable, we were like, well then why don't we make Garrett a little bit more of a character so I can protect fundamentally who I am as a person, and that way if I'm going to events and I have to walk a different way or change the tone of my voice or whatever it be, I felt like inherently it felt less
Daunting
and compromising of my morality. And so I really had to figure out, well, am I gonna come out now and just say screw it, and then I can never get where I want to go and be able to talk about these issues? Or am I gonna bite the bullet right now and then make the best of it, and when I can eventually come out, I can advocate to try and make a change with it? And that's something we had to discuss. And I tried breaking up with him enough times, being like, you don't deserve to go through this, and I don't want to put you through this with me, and I know this is a choice I'm making. And he was saying, he's like, I love you, and I want to help. I want to get through this with you because I know that we're meant to be together.
Yeah, and I think too a big part of working through those hardships and difficult times is just being able to openly communicate with one another and just be very upfront and honest. And I think we had to learn that very, very early on. When we first met, we weren't even legally able to get married since we've been together for 10 years. So that was a conversation we had at the beginning of everything. And then once the laws started to change, and we're lucky that we're in a place now, that we can actually share our lives together, both privately and publicly and legally, and that's very important. He kind of ruined the surprise a few times, I would say.
I didn't ruin it. I felt the question coming.
Yeah.
And I called him. I was on a job in Houston, Texas. And I had said, I feel like you're going to ask me to marry you. And he was like, what the f-? And I was like, and I'm not... He got really mad, and I was like, here's the thing. I want to make sure, because I feel like not enough people do this, that we talk about this next step and what that means to both of us. And that if you ever have any dreams or things you want to pursue in this world, I need you to know before we would take that step that I will never be the cause of holding you back. I want you to always be able to achieve anything you want, and that I can never ever be the excuse that you use to not do something. If you want to do something, I need you to be able to go after it and know that I'm supporting you in that decision.
I initially wanted to propose in like the ice caves in Iceland, but the weather there is so up and down that the day we were supposed to do a tour of the ice caves with our guide, it was raining, and I think there was 6 feet of water within the caves. Which happened really quickly within a matter of hours.
Wait, that wasn't even that's only the second time it was almost ruined. The third was when we were in our hotel room.
Oh yeah.
And he walked in and I was uncontrollably sobbing. Because at the end of our first conversation, when I was like, I feel like you're going to propose and I want to talk about our relationship. And he was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, I ruined it. I ruined our proposal. I ruined the happiest day of our lives.
Yeah, he thought that I was not going to propose anymore because the surprise was kind of, thrown into the wind.
And then he rolled his eyes and was like, "Why is everything a Lifetime movie moment in our relationship?"
Yeah, so I had to tell him, like, it's going to be fine. Something will happen. Just stop reading into it so much. But yeah, we ended up getting proposed in front of the glacial lagoon on the southern coast of Iceland. It was really beautiful. It was around sunset. I had a custom ring made using the black sand from the black sand beaches in Iceland. I think at that point, I knew that he knew and it was fine, but we were kind of at that point in our relationship where we both knew that we wanted to take it to the next level. And I think we'd already been together for
6 or 7 years.
Yeah, 6 years at that point. And I didn't want to wait any longer. I remember right after I proposed, he was like, "I'm gonna call my management team. I'm gonna let them know what's going on, so maybe we can announce it." And I was like, well, let's kind of sit in it for a little while, because it was nice to kind of have, that moment be private for us for a while. And it was just nice to be fiancés without other people interjecting or really knowing. Of course, like our closest friends and family knew, but that was just something that it was a special time for us. So we waited a little while until we announced it.
We were just having a discussion, and I told him I wanted to come out publicly about this, because the thing is, I'd already come out to my family and friends when I was like 16, and then I had to go back in the closet like after I moved here. And he was like, "Well, why now?" And we were just talking, and I was like, "Well, I think we're too happy, and it feels like a disservice to our relationship, and I feel like we're the happiest we've been. We're the most secure in our relationship we've ever been. We've been through a lot of trials that we've navigated really, not always with grace, because that's just not how life works out, but always,
we tried.
always being able to trust each other and navigate it intelligently and with emotional wherewithal to rely on each other. And there was just a lot of elements that made us feel confident and in love, and he agreed, and so then we said something about it.
This is our third date that we've had to set because of the pandemic. All of the vendors and our planner and the people that we've been working with have been super helpful.
We both just wanted the same things at the wedding. Luckily, we didn't have any fights about...
Yeah, that's true.
Anything.
No fights about what colors we wanted or themes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that part's been smooth sailing. It's been a little bit more difficult because of COVID. A lot of the vendors that we wanted to work with before, some have gone out of business, which is really sad.
We also waited so long to start planning officially or meeting with vendors again, because we were going to get married on our 10-year anniversary, and then a few months after that, and then now this is the third date. And so we were worried about starting to plan because we didn't know if we were going to have to push it again.
Yeah, luckily our venue is outside. It's in a really big, beautiful yard that some friends of ours offered up to us. So we have a big outdoor space, so plenty of space for social distancing. And the theme for the wedding is garden party. So, we told people to think of it as like a British royal wedding meets
Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, lots of big hats and fun colors.
We wanted it to feel just really light and happy and beautiful and fun. We have a lot of games. We have like a 5-foot Jenga or like a giant Connect 4 croquet, because, we wanted it to seem fancier than we are.
Our florist is Commerce Flowers. They've really been able to work with us and plan things out just the way that we want to. And since the theme of our wedding is garden party, the florals are going to be a very important aspect of that. And we're doing a few specialty kind of floral installations around the property as well. So like the wishing well is going to be covered in flowers, like draping down the side.
Yeah, we asked them to make it look like the flowers were growing up and around it, like very, I guess, fairy tale.
Yeah, kind of organic wildflower feel where it looks like everything was kind of meant to be that way. Also on the day of, we found this really amazing live painter from Louisiana, and she's going to be coming out and doing a live painting of the event the day of. So that's going to be really cool. It'll be something for our guests to kind of observe her painting the ceremony while it's going on. And then we'll have a painting of our big day, that we'll have for the rest of our lives. So that'll be really special.
Yeah. When we first reached out to my stylist, Gabriel Langenbrenner, about figuring out what we wanted to wear for our wedding day, we ran through a list of either companies that we've worked with in the past, dream companies that we would love to work with, and we ended up on Xenia just because they're beautiful, handmade, one-of-a-kind pieces that we felt like they were really gonna make us individually feel amazing, but also as a couple. We knew that they were gonna take the love and care into knowing how important it was for us to not just feel confident individually, but find ways to complement each other.
I think the cool thing about the experience with Xenia was we got to go into their amazing showroom that's in Beverly Hills, take a look at some of the one-of-a-kind pieces that they flew in for us from Milan and see what inspired us and what really spoke to each of us as individuals. And it ended up that the suits that we chose were completely different, which was no surprise. So we were kind of worried about what that would look like standing next to each other. And they were really able to make to measure everything and specialize it in a way that we do complement each other. And we were thinking about initially not seeing each other until the day of, but since we wanted to complement each other and we were working so closely with Xenia, the brand, to try to put something together that did really complement each other, we were like, we don't need that tradition either. So it was nice to work together, but also work with them. And I think the best feeling was being able to see him come out of the dressing room for the first time in his suit, and I could tell that he was extremely confident and happy with what he got to put on too.
After our final fitting, I felt really confident and attractive and handsome and beautiful. And those are the things I want to feel on my wedding day.
And that's what it's about, on your wedding. Since this is a gay wedding, a queer wedding, a lot of the typical things that people might think that come along with the traditional wedding, we've kind of nixed those things and we're trying to make it our own.
Yeah, we get to have our own. We get to make it our own because there's no real rules for queer weddings.
Yeah, I mean, for example, not one of us is not walking down the aisle before the other. There's not a bride in this situation, so we're going to be walking in from the sides at the same time. We've been working with our planner, Jason Mitchell Kahn, and he's done many queer weddings, and he's had a lot of really cool ideas on how we can make it our own and make it an experience that feels unique to us.
For our ceremony, we're going to be having 3 songs being sung while people are sitting down. Lana McKissick is going to be singing I'll Be There.
Jackson 5.
Jackson 5.
And she's going to kill it because she's amazing.
And then Matheny Traco is going to be singing God Only Knows, Beach Boys, while our moms each walk us down from opposite there's 2 staircases in the backyard, and they're going to be walking us into the center.
We wanted to meet in the middle, but also pay respect to both of our mothers who raised us and brought us up to be who we are today. So we're going to be walking in from the sides to meet in the middle under the arch.
And his mom will be doing a speech during the food service, but mine is going to be doing a reading of a piece during the actual ceremony. And then once we kiss, we're having our friend Emma Hunton sing Love on Top, Beyonce. All 3 of our friends that are singing for the ceremony are unbelievable singers, and they're also going to be supporting each other in the other songs that they're not lead vocal on. And I performed with each of them personally in multiple shows, and I mean, it really was hard for us to pick who to ask to sing because I've been so lucky in that I've worked with such amazing, talented, wonderful people that have all become my friends, and so it just felt like it definitely felt like Sophie's Choice picking which friends to ask to sing.
That's true, but yeah, we're very fortunate in that way, and it'll be great to have them be a part of our ceremony. And it's not just people we're hiring to bring in. These are people that we really care about and that we spend time with, and I know they're going to make it really special for us, and we're just excited to have them. Our officiant is someone that he did a movie with a few years ago.
And also we just became friends since. Alicia Silverstone.
She's been really great and has been sitting down with us just to ask questions, more questions about our relationship, because I know they know each other pretty well.
And he's been getting to know her, and so she. What really solidified us doing this with her is that she was. you know, obviously was excited to say yes, but then she got really serious and was like, well, there's a few questions I need to know because I want to make sure if I'm going to take on this important job, I want to know enough, and I want to be able to talk about it with a lot of history and a lot of love, and that's really what made us.
Yeah, she took it seriously, and that, you know, that's really special to us. We're writing our own vows, and you know, we're trying to keep the ceremony. I've been to some weddings where the ceremony's really, really long, and they can be really beautiful. But I think because this is, you know, a limited experience, and we do have people coming from out of town, and they have to leave so quickly, we really just want to be able to spend as much time with them as possible. So the ceremony will probably be relatively short, and then we kind of get to hang out and party and have, you know, good food and drinks, and play croquet, maybe.
Now, seal those vows with a kiss, please.
We just really want the wedding to be fun, and not just fun for us, but fun for everybody.
We kind of planned our entire wedding color scheme around these 3 specialty cocktails. One is an Aperol Spritz, which is one of my favorite drinks, and it's a bright orange color. One is a mint julep, which is kind of a yellow.
And I will drink none of it.
Yes, he doesn't like a mint julep. And then the other is a gin aviation, which is kind of lavender purple in tone.
And I will drink that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be, hopefully it'll be a nice, everything should be really bright and colorful and cheery, and that's kind of what we're going for.
Normally at weddings, there's it tells you where you're gonna sit. So we're getting 100 and something flowers. We're gonna put the little place setting there, but it's also, each one is gonna have a mask attached to it.
Yeah, so yeah, everyone's gonna have a mask, and we're also, with our catering, you know, we're doing kind of a unique thing in that we're gonna have, everyone has their own kind of little picnic basket, and they walk up and get little pre-packaged sandwiches and salads. We kind of wanted to do something a little more fun. So we found this awesome catering company that's here in Hollywood called Grub Gals. We're trying to keep it a little bit of light fare since it's a garden party, but we have 6 different types of sandwiches, I think, inspired by different places, and I think 4 or 5 different salads to go along with that.
So we have a kind of, I guess that's more traditional, like a 3-tier wedding cake. That's gonna be, each layer is a different flavor.
I kind of went on a search spree on Instagram, and I was looking at all these amazing cakes, you know, a year ago when we were planning our initial date that we ended up having to push back. But I found a lot of really amazing bakers, but I came across this one baker. Her name is Hannah Ziskin, and her bakery is called House of Gluten. And the cakes that she makes are just unreal. Not only do they taste amazing, but the way that she decorates them, she uses tons of edible flowers, which fits right into our theme, and just decorates them in a way that also just looks very organic and beautiful.
And then we also have an ice cream, Cool House is the company that we hired to bring an ice cream truck by, because it's gonna be a hot day.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot, September, and it's gonna be in the middle of the day, so we'll have ice cream for everyone, and then multiple different flavors of cake that people can try too. Another really fun thing that we're doing that was an idea brought to us by our wedding planner is, at the wishing well, we're gonna have 3 different jars for our anniversaries that all of our guests can kind of write wishes for us on each of those anniversaries. So that'll be something that I think will be really special for us too, because it's something that we can, you know, look forward to for the next 10 years, to read those messages and kind of promises and things that people have left for us.
We felt married for a long time. And
Making it official now.
We've been trying to get married for a long time. So I think we're just most excited for, you know, in the next few years, we want to get to the family part of it and, you know, have kids while our knees are still good enough to run with them.
Yeah, we both, you know, even early on in our relationship, talked about wanting kids. I work with kids almost on a daily basis too, so I think, you know, I don't know if we both have like baby fever, if you want to call it that, but I think we are really excited to, you know, to start a family of our own too.
In a few years, I might feel that way.
One of the things that is great about our relationship is we just balance each other out in so many different ways. We have some interests that do align, but we have lots of interests that are different that we kind of have, introduced to each other, and we're always learning new things from each other and willing to have those experiences, which is great.
Like, we never run out of conversation. We're always having fun. It feels like even when we're frustrated, we still want to spend time together. We're always trying to find reasons to spend more time together, even though we see each other most every day, all day.
Yeah. So, and that's after 10 years. So we might as well get married.